Welcome to a new addition to what really grinds my gears and why I should not give a shit about you. Addition. Um, it started off with meeting somebody on the internet, and I guess I wasn't really into him, but I was into him. And that doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense to me that I really didn't give a shit. But I treated him with respect. And that's all that really matters this time around. So I decided, since you want to be the bitch that decides to judge me without telling me why you think you should be judging me, this is going to be the edition of I'm going to roast the shit out of you these days. And I'm going to tell everybody that you are a pedophile these days. And you love teenage bitches and boys. Preferably more boys, since you're very excited to talk about your traumas. Just thinking about it makes my heart fucking mad. And I sit here and wonder, why did I fucking meet you anyways? Was this a test of time? Was this shadow death? If anybody knows what shadow death is, it's probably a spiritual awakening where you are going through a dark moment and you just don't understand why that shit is happening, but it's happening. So I've been tested way too fucking far. And one day I'm gonna ask God and I'm gonna say, fuck, did you put me go through this shit? Fucking assholes. You know why I decided to roast the shit out of you? Because I didn't give you herpes for no fucking reason. You know? And for the first time in my life, I did it because I probably would have saved somebody else's life when I could have done it so much more differently instead of wanting to sleep with you that time. This psycho told me that he gets turned on by other people's traumas. And he said that to me like 3 times. Mind you, I'm one of those kind of people that's been through shit. And, you know, it wasn't so easy back in the 90s, the 70s, or the 60s, or even the 2000s. Now, these days, there's still some nasty ass shit over there. And you wonder, why is it that this shit always happens? And this shit has been happening for years. Some have gotten caught, and some of them haven't gotten caught. Well, at least not yet. You know? I got a story to fucking tell. But I might not tell you all the story. But I'm gonna tell you enough to say I'm proving a point. I'm gonna talk a lot of shit about myself. And I'm gonna make sure that your fucking ass says something. And I'm gonna straight up put this on live for you. You will always hear my voice. You will always remember me. Even if you never got to finish inside me, I really didn't give a shit. I just really didn't want to fuck with you that much. For the first time in my life,
It wasn't joy.
You just weren't right for me.
As you think about it,
You have not noticed. You are a pedophile. And
I don't know what I am, but I'm not trying to judge you. Trying to tell me that you were a trauma victim, but yet you don't act like it. You act like as if you liked that shit.
as if a long time ago, somebody taught you to do that shit. And I don't know. I felt for that. If I told you what I've done in my past, you wouldn't believe me. But yet, there are a lot of people out there that that is very hard for them to survive after the shit that they've been through. Luckily, I had a lot of older figures in my life that were normal, and they showed me a different side of life compared to the things that I saw in my life. This motherfucker really enjoyed wanting to listen to my trauma, but I never really wanted to go into detail about all my trauma. The motherfucker got excited to put it up my ass. And I don't know. This is not the time where I would say that I fell in love with a pedophile because I didn't fall in love with a pedophile. And I probably did like a pedophile. Or maybe I used the pedophile to gain information on who the fuck he is and why did he think that it was okay to be open minded about the shit that he says. Everything had to go down the way he said. You know? He tried to say that he was a bottom at one point and that he actually took it up the ass. No, nigga, you don't take it up the ass. You don't want to know why? Because when I wanted to put my dildo up your ass, you definitely weren't into it that time. I sound really disgusting and very controversial. But here's the thing. Am I really controversial? Or am I just a regular bystander that went through something? This guy is a fucking rapist. And he knew what he was doing to me. It only took the second time for him to feel like he was insecure about me because I didn't really want anything serious with him at first. At first, you know? And then he decided to give me some of his weed and roofie me. I looked it up and it could have been ketamine, methamphetamine, ketamine, whatever you call it. This guy, he smokes methamphetamine. And for some reason, this is definitely shadow death because it was a reminder of a drug addict, a rapist, and a child molester. This fucking weirdo decided to show me porn. And you know, I've told the police before about it, but they looked at me like I was stupid. I'm wondering if right now somebody would take me fucking seriously and sit there and wonder, why is it that I actually fucked with the pedophile after I was sexually molested by pedophiles? I've heard stupid shit from people. Even my ass is schizophrenic, and I don't know. I don't have rational thoughts or repeating thoughts like that. But I thought I forgot about my past because I had to let go of my past to live my future. But I guess it haunted me so bad that I felt like I needed to change. I missed out on a lot of things because of myself. Because I stopped myself from certain things. And nobody really gets it. Nobody can really talk about it. Who knows if I can save somebody's life right now? You know? Basically, my whole point is I know that this motherfucker did not do this to just me. And he did not feel insecure enough to say, I raped you. You sound crazy. I'm crazy. Try to tell me that I was fucking crazy. I mean, I'm crazy, without a doubt. But I'm not that crazy. I'm sane. Well, at least I try to be sane. I don't look for people unless they look for me. I don't fight people unless they fight me. I don't confront people unless they confront me. That's the way it is. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. But best believe that I am going to give you a fight. Excuse me. People are strange. And I don't know. You just don't know what's out there these days. People out there seems to think that they're slick. They do certain things.
I don't expect for nobody to notice it either. Like this fucking asshole, he thinks that I think that he is normal because I still fucks with him. Now, I can't tell you why I fucked with him. I just know that there was something wrong with him. Plus, his dick was alright. You know? By the way, I'm bi. You wanted to know that. But I have herpes. And I'm probably gonna save somebody's life by being very openly honest about it one day. To somebody that they probably love, the people that they love, to somebody else that probably needs their life to be saved. And I never thought that I would be that kind of person to talk shit about myself these days. And just still walk out of this house and be like, you know, this is where I started. And it's not that I didn't give a shit about you. It's because I wanted to analyze you so far up your ass that I may or may not have given a shit about you at the end. And I'm sitting here wondering, why are people trying to grind my gears? So I sit here and wonder, why is it that nobody's really helping me when I'm trying to find the help that I need? Did you think I was lying? Did you think I was assuming shit? Did you think because I waited a whole entire week to say something that I was irrelevant? My psychiatrist and my therapist, or whoever she is. But she seems to think that that's something normal. Some people just don't talk about it. I didn't talk about it for years. And that's what makes me really stupid. But I'm gonna shame this motherfucker for the simple fact that he thought that he was gonna use me. And all I had to do was just listen to you. And you kept saying the same shit. That I'm a pedophile. And I'm wondering if you're into it. He asked me twice about what kind of porn was I into. Not that it's really any of your business, but I'm into the regular shit. And I may like toys and all this other stuff, but that regular shit, man. I don't fucking go to the stream or anything like that. I just know what I like and what makes me feel good at times. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm trying to say. Not that I'm saying that he was good. When he raped me, a whole bunch of triggers just kicked in. And I thought about everything that happened to me and how I let things slide. Now, I didn't get to save anybody's life, but if I decide to talk shit and roast him, well, maybe somebody out there might just be the light that I'm looking for. He thinks he's as famous. He wants to be famous. He's a rocker. And apparently he says that he's a father of 4 children. I think probably has one legit child, and then the rest, who the fuck knows what he did with the rest? You know? Maybe I'm just assuming too much shit. Maybe I'm starting an investigation on him. He deserves it. Do you know how much nasty shit this motherfucker has? This motherfucker showed me on Telegram a fucking damn page. They have people like murders and all this other stuff. Like he gave me the impression that this motherfucker goes on the dark web type of shit. He wanted to be so far up my ass that he wanted to know my name. And now he knows my name. And I'm wondering if he's gonna be like the other creep that decided to bring my past to me again. I've been through some shit. And I pretended like everything was okay. It only takes me time to understand. Give me time and I will understand and I will do something about it. And right now I'm probably doing something about it. Who the fuck knows if there's some other woman out there? Or some guy? Or some boy? Or some girl out there that has probably been a victim to this guy? He gets a whole bunch of different drugs. I don't know how it is in the city, but I guess it's really popping in the city that you get to find anything out there these days. The furthest that I've ever found is probably ecstasy. And I've never tried ecstasy, and I wouldn't want to try ecstasy. That shit is way too much for me. I wouldn't want to be in slow mode. And I wouldn't want to be touchy and feely unless I want to be touchy and feely with my wife. You know? Type of shit, you know? I don't know, I'm just assuming, you know? Fuck out of here with that shit. You know? You know why I'm not really talking about him in detail? Because by the end of this, you will be under investigation for being the dick that you thought you were gonna be for me these days. Who the fuck knew? A dick is just dick. And pussy's just pussy. But when you know that somebody cares about you, you never let go of that. I didn't care about him. But I wanted to pretend like I did. I bet. This motherfucker hasn't changed any of his pictures since I changed my picture. This motherfucker showed me his Instagram. And you know what? I blocked him from my Instagram. From all of his Instagrams. Not because I wanted him to find out what the fuck I be posting and shit. No, I just really am not gonna make you fucking famous these days. I'm just gonna put your fucking picture out there. And hope for the best. Like I hope that somebody catches on to your stupid shit. Because I'm not into it. I just figured that I wanted to have control over my future. And you definitely weren't my future. And it's definitely not that I like dudes or anything like that because I really don't. I really don't like dudes like that. I like having sex with them. I like penetration. I like to feel like I can receive sometimes. But when I received from this guy, he gave me the vibe that he was a rapist. Did I say that I purposely gave him herpes again? I probably did in the beginning. I didn't tell him that I had herpes. But for some reason, I liked him enough to keep on fucking with him. And I'm smart enough not to judge somebody that is crazy like him. You know? Motherfucker could have been like, "You're judging me? Are you serious?" Could have fucking tried to kill you right in your fucking damn apartment. Type of shit. I don't know who the fuck you are. Like, I could have stabbed the shit out of you. Because you touched my ass. And you thought you were gonna get close to me. You know this motherfucker gave up of trying to get to know me? Because I guess I wasn't that important? Or some shit? Or because this motherfucker thought he was so innocently funny these days. It sure doesn't sound that way. He's not innocent. And he can pretend to be funny. He can pretend to be mature. But he acts like a kid. You wanna know why? I spent a whole 45 minutes talking to a therapist. And the son of a bitch decided to fucking interrupt me like a little kid. Asking me questions. Trying to finish my sentence, and I'm looking at him like I'm on the phone type of shit. I had to walk away for a little bit. And realize that I asked him so nicely. Why? Why did you do that? You're so annoying. I sounded like a white guy because of it. No, I didn't sound like a white guy. I'm just fucking with everybody. I'm not white. I'm Spanish. You'll never know if I'm black or white. Or purple inside. I'm the rainbow. Kiss the rainbow. Uh, the whole point of this is not to embarrass him. It's for somebody to be aware about how shitty son of a bitches like you want to be these days. To bitches like me. And I'm not paranoid. And I'm not going crazy. You know? I've been through this shit. Motherfuckers think that they know me because they diagnosed me. And the truth is, this motherfucker is gonna pretend to be so grown that he's gonna say like she went crazy. And she's probably lying about me. Motherfucker, ain't nobody lying about you. You showed me fucking child pornography. You showed me dead bodies. And I looked at you. And I wondered, you gonna get an erection for this? You know, the last video that he showed me was of a man having sex with a little girl. He's like showing it to me like it's a introduction or some shit. And I didn't judge him. Because I'm smart enough. Or maybe because I've been through it before and I'm probably wondering like, why wouldn't I stay quiet and just observe this motherfucker? Why wouldn't I go to the police and tell him that this motherfucker is doing it again? He's a pedophile. And nobody gives a shit about what the fuck I gotta say these days. Because they're so far up their asses in believing somebody else that has money these days. Or investigation on me. And nobody really tries to give a shit about me these days. Everybody was on board fucking with my life. Like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and probably 3 weeks ago. I don't know what's the next plan or the next plan for you motherfuckers, but yo, I'm not the one. It's not like I want to ruin somebody's life. I didn't want to ruin anybody's life. I liked those people. I liked them. I liked them for a second. I wanted their attention and I wanted their affection for a split second. But to take them seriously, it wasn't something that they wanted me to do. You can tell the difference when somebody wants to really, really be there for you. And when somebody wants to play pretend to be there for you. I don't know, maybe I just overanalyze a lot of shit. And I wonder, how is it that I can tell some of the shit that is going on in somebody's body language, brain, or just analyze their thoughts and realize that you can look in through the lines and just wonder, wow, there's a certain way that you can treat somebody. There's a certain way that you can see somebody. And if you judge them, you don't know what's gonna happen. Again, this motherfucker tried to say that he wasn't a pedophile. But he wanted to explain again that there was something out there that is really disgusting. And more to life than just regular sex with somebody that is a grown-ass adult. And your ass is grown adult. You know? That's some freaky ass weird ass shit. And that shit I did not like. It's not like I approved of it. Don't get it twisted, I didn't approve of anything. In all honesty, I wanted to have a kid. For some reason, he almost got me convinced, saying that he had trauma these days. But the way he acts is it's not normal. He tries to be sociable, but he's not sociable. He tries to make it seem like he's interested, but he's not interested. He's more stuck up of his ass that he knows that he loves his methamphetamine so much more. He loves his music so much more. Mind you, he doesn't come up with his own lyrics. He actually sings other people's songs. He wanted me to go to a concert. Like his fucking groupie. Bruh. your boyfriends are probably sexist. And they probably would have judged you for being gay. Probably. He's gonna get mad if he ever hears this. If you have found out how far my ass is going with this, people are gonna think that I did this on purpose to him. Somebody did it on purpose to me. Doesn't mean that you deserved it. Doesn't mean that I deserved it. It just means the way that I see it, nobody liked my pussy as much as you did. I'm talking about all of you. I'm very, very vulgar. And I don't know. I'm trying to flip around and trying to figure out if I'm really, really okay with me saying that I purposely did it to you to see how far you would go with me. And you went far by raping me. I think I'm on to something. You know? I believe it. I feel it. I feel it every time that you fuck me up the ass, up my ass. I feel it every time when you ask me about my fucking childhood. I feel it all the time when you fucking try to convince me that it's okay to watch all this shit and be like, I'm basically wanna be normal and I would never wanna be this shit. Look, dude, I totally understand it. But the difference between me and you is that I didn't stay stuck in that shit. And there is such thing as something like that, where people become, or they are scared to become a pedophile. You just sit there and wonder, like, that could have been me. That could have been me, you know? But I know what I like. And I know that I would not want to go on the internet and look up some shit. In fact, you be looking at the captions when you look up porn and shit, and you wonder, all the regular shit shows stepdaddy, fucking stepdaughter type of shit. And I don't know. It's crazy how in my notification is like weird. It's as if somebody out there wants to fuck with me and think that I like that shit. In fact, I don't really look at the caption because I can't really read. But when I look at the caption, I start laughing at it. And it's funny. That ain't your daddy. And you're probably in your 20s. Talk about teenagers and all this stuff on the caption and shit. Okay. In my mindset, I'm like, okay. I know these motherfuckers are not related, and I know they don't know each other. Because that's the truth. But everybody follows along with the caption and they wonder, is that really a thing for you? I don't know. I like looking at dick and pussy. And I love eating pussy. And guys are weird, especially with somebody like me. They use me. Sometimes they use me for my money, like this motherfucker used me for my money. He wanted to ask for more money, trying to say that the last time before this, the last time that I met up with him, he tried to tell me that I didn't give him $20. But you know that shit adds up. I probably have seen this guy maybe like 6 or 7 times. And I don't know, $20 adds up. I even had to give him some coins at times. I'm very lucky. And thank you, God. Thank you for everybody that's been helping me and all this other shit. With all this other shit that's been going on, thank you so much for helping me, and that's how humble I am. I really hope I don't go to jail. Probably I deserve to go to jail. Who knows? Who knows, man? Or maybe it was consensual after the fact that I told him that he had herpes. You know how many times I tested his ass out? But he's not afraid of herpes. But he's definitely afraid of AIDS. The motherfucker repeated himself. I'm questioning if I had AIDS or did I sleep around with people. Who knows if I did or not? Who knows if you did or not? And you try to tell me that you had other people and shit, like, you trying to make me jealous or some shit? I don't know. Maybe I'm just assuming. Maybe I'm overanalyzing your actions. Besides the obvious. You are basically a pedophile, and you told me the whole entire time. And I didn't want to judge you. I wanted to understand why you were a pedophile. And I believe that this motherfucker is full of shit. That is not even a joke. He's full of shit. He tries to say that he has 4 kids. Mind you, he smokes methamphetamine. The last time before that, he tried to give me, what's the name of that substance that you, it's like nail polish removal. And the motherfucker just sniffed on it, sniffed in it, and sniffed it, and tried to make me fucking try it. With all honesty, I think somebody knows what's going down. I think somebody knows what he might be, or what they might think that he might not be. Or the police thinks that I'm making up all this shit. I kid you not, man. I've literally have gone through shit and never talked about it. Because I guess I was raised to be like, I don't really want to talk about my shit. Some people are meant to hear your shit, and some people are not. Some bitches went back to their rapist. And they didn't give a fuck. Me? I gave a fuck. A lot of fucks. So I could have fucking caught the first fucking pedophile that's ever touched me these days. I got so excited. Nobody would ever understand why I would get excited. I would have wanted to become a cop. But the closest that I've ever gone to was becoming a security guard. I lost my license because I got in trouble. Now, you'll never look me up and you'll never really know why I got in trouble. But it's not that fun and it's not that entertaining, but I got very lucky because of it. Now I'm probably under investigation for not giving a shit about just anybody. I gave a shit about everybody. I gave a shit what happened to me last month. I gave a shit about what happened to me 5 years ago. I gave a shit about what happened to me 20 years ago. I gave a shit about everything that's ever happened to me and everything that I could remember at this time. But yet, people look at me like they want to shame me. They want to look at me like I'm funny. They want to look at me like I'm fucking different for them. After whatever the fuck they wanted to find out about me these days. Especially bitches that have connections with fucking police these days. Those are just fucking files these days. You know that? Did you know that the person can change within years? Did you know that? People think that I looked for their fucking attention while I mind my own business for years. Talk about this shit. You know why? Because I've been used to it. And you know why I was used to it? Because I don't know why I was used to it. Now, a lot of shit's gone down. And motherfuckers like him don't deserve to know what the fuck happened to me in my life. I wouldn't want to ever make him corny or excited from my fucking childhood. And I did it once. I did it once. To test this guy out. Too bad he didn't want to say what he meant to say to me this whole entire time. But he's a pedophile. And he likes kids and teenagers these days. If you ever looked at me, I look young, but I'm in my 30s. I'm in the beginning of my 30s. And I have a long way to go. Now, I don't know how long I'm going to survive. And I don't even know if anybody's going to try to fuck with me this time. Here's the thing. What I ask from everybody that knows me is don't judge me. Because it could have been you. It could have been you. So don't fucking judge me, man. What you fucking wannabe fucking normal asses and shit. Like you don't go through depression and you might not have PTSD. Maybe some of you motherfuckers did not look at me like I had two heads. But then some of you motherfuckers looked at me like I was irrelevant. After whatever my employers looked at me like I was different. Like somebody wanted to talk shit about me the whole entire time. And they just started reminiscing about everything that's ever gone through for me this time. pretending like they really actually knew me. They think that I don't notice this shit. But I'm noticing you. That's why I'm making you famous. I'm making you famous to the point where I'm gonna let the fucking police know. And everybody else know that you are a piece of shit. And whatever the fuck you said about me should have been irrelevant for you these days. People pretend like they care and shit. And then they try to look at you like they try to look at you with a funny face. You know the detective that's working on my case? The first day that I met him, by the end of the conversation, and by the time that he walked me out downstairs from the elevator, he had a smirk on his face. As if he knew something that I didn't. And I look at you like, I noticed your bullshit. You didn't give a fuck about what the fuck I had to say. You didn't even give a fuck about the last statement that I had. That he took off his fucking condom. And he didn't give a shit about anybody these days. But all I know is that he probably has AIDS. And I still fucked with him after the fact. That he kept mentioning AIDS. Now I hope that I don't have AIDS because I do want to have kids. I want to get married. And I want to be with somebody. Maybe have a trio or maybe just us two type of shit. You know? And it won't definitely be a nigga because a nigga will probably be my side chick. And that's the truth. I'm more loyal to bitches than niggas ever been loyal to me these days. Like I said, men have used me. Men have thought that I've had money these days. And I look at them like, when the fuck does it when does it look like I have money? Can somebody please tell me why it looks like that I have money? Um, listen, I don't like to talk about my financial stuff. Only when I need to. You know? And it's important. It's important. People talk about it. It's a thing, it's a trend. Money is a trend. Money makes supposedly the world go round, but that's not true because the world goes around by itself. And money can't buy the things that nature, or even God, or even the universe, or even destiny has in store for you. Now, I really hope that I don't get arrested because I don't fucking know what's gonna happen to me. Because I really just confessed that I really wanted to give a pedophile herpes. And I gave a shit about him because he said that he was a trauma victim. And I didn't want to judge him. Because again, that could have been me. That could have been me. No? Like, I don't want to go very specific about my story unless someday somebody out there would want to listen. That I didn't mean to become the character that I became towards anybody these days. It's what I always say. Somebody out there must have been looking for me. And they found me. And they gave a lot of shit about me for them to fucking tamper with my life. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who you are or what you got. You eat, shit, and sleep just like me this time. You're just in a different level as me. You're just a different level compared to me. We're on different levels in this game. Can't you see? I enjoyed. The point is, I enjoyed having sex with them. And I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the rapist. My first rapist after, I don't know, maybe 20 years? No. Stopped when I was 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 17 years? 17 years? What did I say? There's a lot of shit in people's in their closet. And I didn't want to talk about my closet, but I did. Not because I wanted to act brave. It's because I wanted you to understand. Why is it that I do what I do? I could have clearly become a cop if I wanted to. I could have. But something just held me back. And I didn't give a shit about just anybody. Again, I didn't give a shit about just anybody. But I gave a shit to the point where I really did say, please take care of yourself. Be safe. But that would be irrelevant because the cops would probably think that that's irrelevant. They don't go fucking fuck about that shit. I was responsible enough to tell them at the end that there was something going on. I didn't have to share my story, but somebody out there will probably listen to me and probably wonder, why the fuck is this person sharing their story? Like, who gives a fuck about them? Just like nobody gave a fuck about the fact that I literally freaked out that I had maggots in my apartment. I had maggots, crickets, black mites, termites, a whole bunch of shit. And to remind you again, I'm schizophrenic. I've been schizophrenic for the past four years. It's been 2, 3, 4. Yes, almost 4 years. And I've never been the same since then. They say that my medication is the reason why I'm calming down these days. Sometimes sense of goodwill, and dedicating your time on yourself really helps out a lot. You gotta be strong enough to say, I don't want this for my life. Like, who the fuck knows, man? Who the fuck knows, man? That could have been a lot of things. Nowadays, I'm here talking shit about my rapist and why I am the way that I am. I think lot of shit has gone down for me and I've let it slide. And I've said this before and earlier on in this conversation. There's a very big conspiracy about my ass. And you know, the truth is, I always liked fucking around with older people. And I could have gotten all those motherfuckers in trouble. Even at the time that I was like, you know, 17, 16, and I would fuck with like 20-year-olds, 26-year-olds. And then also I would fuck. Like I never, like, I wanted to be with somebody. No. And this is like going back to the conversation on why the fuck is that I probably gave him a chance to tell me exactly what he was. And he said it 3 times. What he was and who he was. That's all I needed. But the cops seem like they want to pretend like they need a lot more from me than they want to say these days. Talking about, we're gonna talk to the prosecutors about your case and all this other shit, like some white boy shit. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm fucking talking about, man. Yeah. Like seriously. On some white boy shit. People that I've encountered have been mostly white, if you really think about it. And you know, white people be thinking differently compared to people, compared to white people that have been through poverty and all this other shit. But you can really tell who the fuck has been through poverty and who probably has a house these days and pretty much is got their shit together. They don't have a house, but they have a really nice apartment and they got money on the side. One day, maybe in like 4 or 5 years, you may buy yourself a house and shit, type of shit, because 5 years be going fast and quick. You wonder one day that you're gonna fucking damn stack up your money and shit, and you're gonna fucking bounce and you're gonna live in a nice house. That's fucking luxury. Now, I don't have a home. But they say that there are people out there that don't have what you have. So be thankful about the things that you do have. And that's true. You gotta be thankful for what you have. And some people have looked at me like I was stupid because I walked away from some shit, from some shit, or from something. Because I didn't want to really like make it seem like it was shitty or some shit. Like, you know, or something, you know? Just walked away. I'm gonna remind you why it is that I always let people just walk on my ass, and don't, and I don't say much. What really grinds my gears about men is that they think that they're slick. But the truth is, most men are really nasty and don't give a shit. The reason why I flipped out the last time that I had my own little video that I made was because my boss, employee, my boss's employee is his best friend. And since that motherfucker was his best friend, motherfuckers like him, they think that they're up above them. Now, I don't know how far people have been testing me But it seems like everybody who fucking wanted to test me seems to be very afraid of the fact that I'm opening up my mouth these days. And I'm not opening my mouth up on just anybody these days. I'm telling you why the fuck I'm getting really aggravated by the shit that fucking people have been trying to throw at me these days. Trying to make me look like I'm fucking crazy and all this other shit. Man, I just want to be left the fuck alone, man. You know? You gonna fuck with my life? You gonna fuck with my love life? You gonna fuck with somebody like me this time? When nobody's fucking bothering you? Man, people like me, sometimes, they get killed if they become a certain version of themselves that nobody wants to see out there. Or sometimes, people will look at you in your rarest form, and they'll be like, I fucks with you. Now, I don't know if anybody's gonna fucks with me this time around, but like I said, I wanted to be a cop, and I didn't become a cop. Right now, if you looked me up, there's no record, but there might be a record one day about how much of a stupid motherfucker I was by bringing a fucking taser to the courthouse. And me actually being honest about it. And all I wanted was just to make a fucking report. And I was really like, anxious to actually do it. And you know what's the thing? At the end of the day, when I found out that I got in trouble and I went to jail, I forgot about that shit. Like the smallest little thing, I just forgot about it. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to fuck with it. Fucking stealing like $300 worth of minutes on a prepaid phone. That's some bullshit. They be stealing your fucking money these days. If you really think about it. The struggle is real. And not just anybody gives a shit about you these days in this world. Now, I hope I make a difference in your life. And I hope I change your mind. A lot of people are going to be angry at me. Or some women are just going to look at me like, we totally understand, and you are a victim. It reminded me of one time, maybe like 2, 3 years ago. I think it's been 2.5 years ago. 2 and 1 month, not even a half. Now somebody decided to tell me that I wasn't a victim because I kept telling them that I've been sexually assaulted. And I know the fucking difference. The police and whoever it was that wanted to fuck with me really wanted to psychologically fuck with my life. It was really bad. And they're hungry for it. And they're fucking hungry for it. And I'm not hungry for anything. I'm just hungry for the fact that you motherfuckers don't want to tell me who the fuck it is. And who the fuck it thought. Hey, we're gonna fucking spend money on me these days. I don't even know if somebody out there is gonna fucking just jump and be like, we have to catch this person. We have to. We've gathered up enough evidence to the point that you might just go to jail. I don't even know why I keep saying that. Maybe I will. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm really scared. And I don't know. Like, I wish that I could have done things differently. Nowadays, I think about what I left behind. what I wish didn't affect me at the time. Everybody pretended like they didn't give a shit about me. And some people pretended like they gave a shit about me to the point that they judged me. And that's what I saw in them. Everybody was on board to say that I had a manic attack. And you know what today I found out? The fact that I had a maggot growing inside me, motherfuckers wanted to say at the doctor's office that, you know, you had an infection in your tonsils, in your throat. That wasn't so serious. But it wasn't so serious, but it was an infection. I don't know when the fuck I decided to talk shit about my fucking life story, but it seems like this is more bigger than what it seems. And whoever the fuck wanted to fuck with me seems to be bigger than me these days. And they act real tough, especially when they have their little friends that believe them more than people like me these days. If somebody digged up your fucking story, would you be afraid? Because, honey, I'm not surprised about my shit. I've probably been under investigation for a very long time. And the truth is, I didn't fuck with anybody. I'm not afraid of cops. I respect everybody. And plus, I don't see myself as a fucking damn criminal. Because criminals like me do not have mindset like me. I guess I'm the nicest criminal you can ever meet. You know, like Sammy says, I'm the sweetest bitch you'll ever meet. Well, I might be the sweetest criminal you'll ever meet. I'm a criminal because I brought a taser to the courthouse. I'm a criminal because I slashed somebody's car. Well, you didn't really have to look up my story, but I just decided to spoil it for everybody these days. Whoever wants to listen to this bullshit, you know? Somebody out there will be curious enough to want to listen to my shit. And I'm grateful for it. I'm very grateful. It's nice. You know? It's not for just anybody these days. And I've seen the difference. I've seen the difference between really fucked up people and then you see other people that are not fucked up. You can see it in them. Like, I've had a good eye for people that are good. And that I did not choose to just open up to them because, you know, I wanted to, I just wanted to make friends. No, 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 no. I believe that I am spiritually guided to say, you might be my friend for now, but you might not be my friend tomorrow. And that hit me. The first time that hit me, because I've been used, and you know, some people just walk away from me after they make they. I feel like I sense like the feeling of I've met a lot of good people, and then I sit there and wonder why the fuck do they leave, or why they pretend to be there, and then they just leave. Maybe it is true. People are there for a season, but doesn't mean that you have to be blue. about it, you know? You don't have to be blue about it. I don't know who I'm saving. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm going through. But I'm brave enough to say my story. And I'm not going to tell you my whole story. I just told you the most important part. And the rest, I guess somebody out there will figure it out. So, for my rapist, you disgust me. But I still wanted to fuck with you that day. You give me the impression that you know a lot more about stupid shit and nasty ass shit that you be finding out there on the web. You know a lot more shit than what you fucking show me these days. And I'm not surprised that you probably have gone to another country just to fuck with the little kid. Maybe I'm just lying. Maybe. You know? Try to make that shit legal and over there in other places and shit. That's fucking disgusting, bro. They don't. It's like you're forced to become an adult to do adult things with an adult that could have done it with an adult instead of a minor these days. Sometimes people don't come back from that shit, you know? Sometimes they come out fucked up. Just like this weirdo might be. A one. And the fact that he pretended to say that he was a victim gives me the impression that he wasn't. Because he doesn't act like a victim. He acts like it's pride. No, it's not even pride. He acts like it's something freaky, something exotic for his fucking ass to be watching. Now, I'm lucky that I wasn't one of those kids that ended up being in a child pornography photo, video, or photo. Because that would have been scary. I would have been really sad about my story. But I'm brave enough to say that I've been through shit. I can't tell you specifically what I've been through. But I'm pretty sure that somebody out there is going to try to figure it out. And sometimes you wonder, well, I sit and wonder, how is it that I really did not become a fucked up person? I just decided to be a good person instead. And the furthest that I've ever done to hurt somebody's feelings was literally shout at them. And it wasn't for no reason. Like, I can't tell you why I would remember shouting at people in my job, but they still loved me enough to keep on letting me work. If you tell me that somebody touching your boob is not worth leaving, then there's a problem. If you tell me that somebody that is an employee calling me a nigger because I work very hard is an offense to me. Because I'm not your friend like that. I don't even accept it from my family. That's why they don't even say it anymore. I don't know. I hope my life changes very soon. Because nobody really gives a fuck about me these days. And they want to try to pretend like they didn't give a fuck about me one day. You know? One time, one day. Yeah. I give a fuck about you. It's just that. Why would you do that? And why would you act like nothing was said? I could be pointing the finger and talking mad shit about you, but I'm gonna let somebody else try to figure it out these days. Because I did say that I did not want you to be involved. I meant it. But now that I realize somebody wants to get on my last fucking nerves. So, you want to be that somebody? I'm going to test everybody. Who was it? Was it you? I'm probably going to be said. I'm probably going to be told that I'm a fool. That I'm stupid. But that never was said. And they try to pretend like they don't know anything. Truth is, just give a fuck about certain things in life. And you probably weren't worth my time to fight for. But now that you put it this way, it seems like you are. You wanna talk shit about me? Go talk shit and let me find out who the fuck you are these days. Talk shit and never get hit. I promise you that. Talk shit and wonder why it is that you try to fuck with my life and I didn't fuck with yours. Whoever the fuck you are, who is my stalker these days? Because they seem to have a grip in my life. I wanna say, you're fucking beautiful. And you can suck my dick. Thank you. So, that is my introduction of I really do not give a shit, and this really has been grinding my gears these days. By my ass itself. I'm gonna talk out of my ass these days because everybody wants to make it seem like I'm talking out of my ass, but because nobody wants to seem like they really did something to me, and they want to say something different to me. Like I'm supposed to be trusting your judgment like I didn't see what I saw these days. Nah, man. There's a very big conspiracy going on in my life. And it's not Illuminati type of shit. Because I'm not afraid of that shit. Because they would have killed you a long time ago. It just makes sense, man. You want to talk shit about me? You want to try to control my life? Instead of showing yourself and basically try to be an influence in my life? Yo, you try to give me a chance to live in your life and shit? To live with you in your life? To actually be in your life? Did you really give me a chance? You know why I keep pointing out my employers? Because they think that I didn't give a shit about them. Listen, I gave a shit to the point that I gave a shit about my job. So I tried to take it seriously, especially with all the energy that I had at that time in those places. Now they say that money makes the world go round. You gave me money, but I wasn't going to help you make the world go round. I was going to be a part of your team. I was going to be a colleague, somebody out there. And when I wanted to pretend to be friendly, you just looked at me like I was fucking stupid to ever be friendly with you. Try and talk about I don't have enough seniority type of shit. Like, look, all you motherfuckers know exactly who you are, and you're gonna play like nobody really notices anything because I am under investigation. Simple as that. Now, whether you show up in my life or not, there's a reason why you're there. I did not do anything to anybody. I literally cared about everybody that's ever been in my path. I cared about a lot of things. I just became older and not care about just anything. So this goes back to the question, like, do they really care about us? Because if you really did care a lot, you wouldn't have put me under investigation. Maybe he was my stalker for the past, I don't know, 15, 20 years? 15, going into 16 years? I was like, when I noticed that I might have had a stalker was when I was 17. And that's when I was having sex with somebody in the park. And somebody was trying to watch me. Well, whoever the fuck you are, you're fucking weird, dude. Like, I've never had a stalker like you. But you're weird. I don't think it's sexy. I don't think it's attractive. Especially when I do not know who it is. That's if you were looking for something like that. I have herpes. And that's me being honest with everybody. And I might be saving somebody's life by just talking shit about this. I try to learn from right and wrong. I try to learn from people. And I like to observe people. You see what I mean? I could have been a cop. I did not want to become a cop. I chose creativity over everything because that made me happy. Now I can't really choose creativity, so I switched to entertainment. Now I don't know if this is entertainment. I don't know if I'm going to change somebody's life. I don't even know. This might go on air. And it might change somebody's life, or it might change a lot of people's lives, which I really did not mean to. I did not mean to. But somebody needs to stop fucking following me and stop fucking with my life. Because I've been already through a lot of shit. And your ass ain't that tight with me to fuck around with me like that. And whatever the fuck you thought you knew about me wasn't what you fucking thought you knew about me. Whatever you thought you were gonna say about me really wasn't what you thought you were gonna say about me. You do not fucking know me. I live and breathe and shit. I eat, sleep, and shit. And one day, you will recognize me as something different. People want to act like they're not responsible about their own actions. Huh? I admitted that I was fucking crazy. And I had to walk away from some shit. I had to walk away from some stuff, you know? Just because I needed to figure myself out. I used to think that it was because I couldn't be with that person for 7 years. Because it didn't really make sense to me. Fuck out of here. 7 years? No. Fucking, opportunities to change my life. Just fucking walked away from it because it just didn't feel real for me. And the realest thing that I had was the one thing that I walked away from. I don't know, man. I'm probably gonna keep on talking shit one day. And everybody's gonna think that I'm sharing my story. I don't know, man. I don't even know if I should be sharing my story anymore. Because people like the police and some people that you work for, they tend to have a lot of money and they think that they know it all. What does the police know that you don't know? You don't know what's the next step that I'm going to be doing next. Just expect me to be honest with you. I don't know why it happened to me. But I'm confronting you. Just like everybody else would. Just, I'm using my words. And I cannot slash or hit anybody these days. 'Cause I'm already on my last straw. You know, the final like string. And, you know, think about it. When you're on that final string, what do you have left to pull on? I don't want to go to jail. But I know that I'm very valuable to somebody out there. If it wasn't for you, it probably wasn't meant for you. And if I went back to you and you decided to be a fucking dick because of it, well, okay. I'm the asshole that left. And I still don't give a shit about your feelings these days. Just like you don't give a shit about us. After you tell us that we care about you these days. You know? Just because I showed you the fucking boot doesn't mean that I wanted you to lick my boot. You know? Doesn't mean that I wanted to lick your boot. You know? Just means that I wanted to fit in your boot. But it just makes me think that I didn't have to be like you. I just had to understand you. It didn't take that hard to understand that. It's not easy to be somebody like you. It's not easy. I don't even know why I keep talking about you, motherfuckers, but I don't like talking shit for no reason. I hope you don't think I'm talking shit for no reason. Here's to fake love. I love you anyways, even after you hate me at the